And welcome back, and it is the 6th of April, higher plus 5 a day, and let's just go straight to the first one. Right, show that. Maths code for some good algebra, please. Is positive for all positive values of n. That's interesting. Okay, let's just do the algebra. So n plus 5 squared, basically just writing the same thing again, minus n minus 5 squared. So be very careful with your negatives here. So that's going to be n squared plus 10n plus 25 minus n squared minus 10n, but it's a minus minus, which is a plus, and then minus minus 25, or minus 5 squared is minus 25, which gives me this. Now my 25 are going to cancel, my n squareds cancel, so that just gives me 20n. What am I trying to show? I'm trying to show this is positive. Okay, so I just need to make a clear statement that 20n, which is greater than 0 for all n, the upside down a just means for all, if n is greater than 0. Which is okay, right? So basically if n is greater than 0, then 20n is greater than 0. That's fine. Okay, next question. A group of students want to estimate how many woodlice live in a greenhouse. This is one of these estimating sample questions. So they've caught 20 woodlice, whatever it is, and they return them all, and then they catch 50, of which the proportion 11 are painted green or whatever they're doing. What are they doing? They're marking them. Okay, what do I need to get from here to here? Well, I'm multiplied by 20 over 11. So therefore, to get the total population, I multiply by 20 over 11. Calculator out. So 50 times 20 over 11 is 90.9. So in other words, this number here is 90.9. The question then is, so it says estimate the number. Well, you can't get half a woodlouse or some fraction. So therefore, the correct answer is either 91, but you'd also allow 90, because the question, you might interpret this as round down. Either way, not too bad. Next question. A train takes 150 seconds to travel between station A and B. So this is a velocity time graph. So I've got my velocity, I've got my time here. Work out the average speed. Now, average speed, crucially, is not a speed at a point, but the average speed is the total distance travelled divided by the time it takes me to do it. Well, I know the time's 150, so I've got that already. So it's basically, can you work out the area underneath the graph? And I'm going to treat this as a trapezium. So in one go, the average speed is equal to the area of the trapezium, which is a half, times the height, which is 10, so this 10 here, multiplied by the sum of the parallel sides. So the parallel sides are, well, the one at the bottom is 150, the one at the top is going to be 110 minus 30, which is 80, so 150 plus 80. That's the area, and then I'm going to divide all of that by the time, which is 150, calculator out again, which is going to be 1150 over, that's a 5, 1150 over 150, which is approximately 7.67 meters per second. And that's it. Yeah, I'm just checking there's nothing else to do, but that is okay. It's a good question, that one. It's a good understanding of what's going on question. Next question. We have vectors, everyone's favourite. Quick read through. Let's read the whole thing before we see what we need to do. There's not a lot of space here, so this could be interesting, but either way, let's go for it. So OA equals 3A, it tells me that. OB equals 4B, it's on the diagram. PC equals 1.5A. What? Oh, sorry, that's a 0. So that's saying, I'm going to write it out again. So PC equals 1.5, so 3 over 2 times OA. Okay. Which in other words, well, I know OA is 3A, so that's going to be 9 over 2A. So I've got my PC. So I've got this from P to C. I haven't even read the rest of the question yet, which I tell everyone else to do, but I haven't done it anyway. And then it says P on AB such that P is 3 to 1. So in other words, that's 3/4 and that's 1/4. Find the vector O to C. Okay, so my method is I'm going to go across here, because I can work that out because I know already. I'm going to go up here because I can work out A to B, and I'm going to go across here because it told me that in the question. Right, let's start. Let's actually just write all that down. So O to C is equal to O to A, which I know, plus 3/4 of A to B, which I don't know, but I can work that out quite easily, plus P to C, which I've just worked out down here on the left. That's expand. So O to A is 3A. Got to get this the right way around. Plus 3/4 of A to B. Well, that's going to be minus 3A plus 4B. And then PC is 9 over 2a. I think I've just worked out. Right, let's try and combine these. I won't do it all in one go. I'll write out the bit in between. So that's going to be 3 minus 9 over 4 plus 9 over 2a. And then 3/4 times 4 is 3, so plus 3b. Now, obviously, if you don't have a calculator, common denominator, work it out that way, but I'm just going to make sure I get it right. So it's 3 minus 9 over 4 plus 9 over 2 is going to give me 21 over 4a plus 3b. And that's it. Happy with that one. It looks broadly correct. Isn't great, but it looks kind of correct, doesn't it? Because I'm going across here and then up. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That's okay. Done. Nice mix of questions again today. They're definitely getting harder. I think I said this yesterday. I got a feeling this month is where it starts to crank up a bit. I know these do get harder as we get through the year. Either way, let me know how it went for you. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Thanks all.